What's up, guys? We're here. Today we're gonna be doing projectile magic. So we're gonna be able to shoot the projectile into this wall, and then it's gonna make an explosion. Just look really cool. So what I'm gonna start off with is a local script and starter pack. I'm just naming this magic fireball. Then I'm gonna go to replicated storage. I'm gonna duplicate that remote event. Just gonna name this fireball, and then go to server script service, right click, insert a script, and name it fireball. So now you should have two scripts, a local script and the server script, and also the remote event. So now I'm going to make a quick little fireball type thing. So I'm going to duplicate this, and maybe the ring. Yeah, I'll use the ring. Let me just make sure they're named ring and wave. I'm gonna color them. This is what my fireball is gonna look like. It's gonna be like this sort of. It's gonna be like the orangish reddish color, a flame color. Yeah. And this can probably be like a yellow, just give it some contrast. Alright, so we have our two meshes that's gonna be a part of the actual fireball, and now we're gonna make the explosion effect. So my explosion is gonna be this alongside probably, so it's gonna be like that. Let me color this real quick, like that. Now make a spear. Spear can be the same color as well. Neon. Maybe it can be like this, so to speak, like something like this, and maybe like one of these, just to give it some roundness. This can be yellow. Alright, so we have our explosion mesh, and we have the actual fireball mesh. Might make this a bit smaller, but yeah, this will be our meshes that we use. So again, if you don't know how, wait, let me name them again. And then this wind. Make sure all the meshes have different names. We'll call it center, and this can be double. Oh, let's call those double. So I'll just select those, click and drag it into the script. Now I'll make two folders, one named animations and the other meshes. I'm gonna put that in meshes. I believe we didn't add sound. Okay, I might add sound for this one. So yeah, we got what we need right now. So what we're gonna do is go to the local script, and then we're just gonna do local player is equal to game.players.local player. So now there's two ways you can do, well, three ways you can do projectiles. I'll go over two, which is mouse dot hit and just a projectile that goes in front of you. So we're gonna start off with mouse dot hit. Actually, no. We're gonna do in front first. So since we're gonna do in front, we don't need to include anything like that I was gonna do. So we're gonna do replicated storage is equal to game get service replicated storage, and then we're gonna do local fireball. Make sure they're like spelled exactly the same and not differently, like caps count and stuff. So local UIS is equal to game get service user input service local debounce is equal to false local cooldown is equal to 2. So now we're going to do UIS dot input begin colon function input comma is typing, and if is typing then return, then else if input dot key code, make sure the C and the K is capitalized, equals enum dot key code, same as that dot. So our other magic is F, so we can make this like E, make that E, and if debounce is equal to false, then debounce is equal to true, and then we're going to do fireball dot fire server. And the reason why I use on client event is because I want the cooldown to happen after the move has, finished, rather than as soon as you shoot it, then you can shoot it another 2, and then you have like 2 on your screen, and that could probably cause errors. Wait, cooldown debounce is equal to false. Okay, so now we have the local script done. Gonna copy these 2 lines over, go to the server script, and close that out. Alright, so now what we're gonna do is reference the animations and meshes folder. We're gonna do local animations. I can't spell. Animations and local meshes is equal to script child meshes. Okay, so now we're gonna do the fire on server event. So on server event, capital C, connect function. And we're gonna do player because every time you run the on server event, player is always the first parameter. So now we want to do local character equal to player dot character, local humanoid equal to character, wait for child, humanoid. Okay. So now that we have that, we're gonna have to make the fireball now. So what we're gonna do is local. If we open up the meshes folder, we can see like the names of it. So this is going to be local wave because that's like the main part of the fireball, and then we're going to do meshes wait for child wave colon clone. So after we clone it, now we have to give it the seed frame or the position, and I'm going to make another variable up here. We're going to call this local humanoid root part is equal to the characters humanoid root part. So now we're gonna do humanoid root part dot c frame is equal to, I mean not equal to, but times c frame dot new, and then we want it to like go in front of us a little bit, not too much though. So like 3 should be fine. Make sure they're not anchored nor can collide. So now what we're gonna do is we gotta parent the wave, right? Because if we just clone it and don't do like wave.parent, then the mesh won't appear. So that's why you have to parent it. So I'm gonna make a folder. I'm gonna just call this effects fold is equal to instance.new folder, not force field. Folder, parent it to workspace, effects, fold.name is equal to player.name concatenate effects. Okay, so now we're gonna parent it to the folder. And then if we okay, I'm gonna click on the wave real quick and I'm gonna make sure I anchor it right now, because we're gonna use body velocity for our projectiles. So I'm gonna test this. And then when I press E, it should spawn in front of me. Notice how it's pointing down. So the way like your mesh's orientation is when you import them will determine like how you will have to handle certain rotations and stuff. So since mine is pointing down, I'm gonna have to have it go up, like point upwards. So I'm gonna have to do wave orientation. And whenever you're changing the orientation of an object, but you're also using C-frame, you want to do your orientation after C-frame, because the C-frame will just cancel out the orientation. Then we're gonna do wave dot orientation plus vector 3, make sure it's dot new, and I believe -90 is for that to go up. Let me test that real quick. Oh, it's 90, okay. So positive 90. Okay, so now we have that facing correctly. And we're now going to do like the ring. So the local ring is equal to meshes, wait, child, ring, clone, ring dot C-frame is equal to wave dot C-frame, ring dot orientation, because the ring is already facing up. So when it, so like, you see, like if before I didn't do like the orientation, then the fireball will look something like this with the ring like facing that way and the fireball like pointing down. So I'm gonna have to do like sort of like the same but in the opposite direction. So I'm gonna have to do ring dot orientation plus vector 3 dot new. We're gonna do 90 -90 then 0, just to like make sure about something real quick. And this works and that works. See how well this works real quick. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna do that. Then we're gonna parent the ring to the folder. And then I think the ring will fall, but let's see. Yeah, and it spawned like in that right like orientation that we needed it. Let me anchor this real quick as well. You can also use like tween service to use like to like propel your fireball and whatever projectile you're using, but I'm gonna just use body velocity for right now. Alright, so we got that. We're gonna make sure to unanchor it, and then we're gonna use body velocity. So first I want to weld the ring to the to the wave, right? So that lessens how many body velocities we actually need to use. So manual, and I believe we can use tween service to rotate the ring around even though it's welded. So I'm going to do part 0 is equal to ring, weld dot part 1 is equal to wave, weld dot c frame 0 is equal to weld dot part 0 dot c frame colon to object space, and then weld dot part 1 dot c frame, and then we parent the weld to weld dot part 0. Okay, so now let's make sure the mass list is on. Okay, so now what we're gonna use is a body velocity that gives it like that force to push, like that push or force or whatever you want to call it. So we're gonna do local. I just like to say vel because that's short for velocity is equal to instance.new body, not angular velocity, body velocity. Then we're gonna parent it to the wave. We're gonna do vel dot max force is equal to vector3 dot new math dot huge, and just make all of the what is it, the axes math dot huge. Math dot huge is pretty much infinity, so you just have like the max force of infinity. And then we're going to do velocity. So velocity is what gives it that push, right? So since we're just doing in front, so like if you use like the mouse way, like where your mouse points or in front, this part is the part that you will change, and I'll show you how to do that after we do the in front. So what we want to do is humanoid root part dot c frame, because that's like our the middle of our like character. And then we want to do dot look vector, so wherever the front face of the humanoid root part is looking, aka where we're looking, is where it will go. And want to times that by, I don't know how fast you want your thing to go. So this can be speed. We can make a variable, and we could do up here local speed is equal to like 75 or something. Let's do local damage is equal to like 50. I'll get through damage in like another part. But yeah, we have speed. So vel. Oh wait, since we already parented it, we don't have to do it again. Okay. So once we have that, the projectile should work. So press E, and it goes forth. And this is like another reason why I don't really like using body velocities, is because they tend to lag like a lot, and I have no idea like why that happens. I should probably look into it more, but that's why I usually choose like tween service for it. Body velocity is still a valuable choice as well. Now we're gonna come at the top. I'm gonna do local debris is equal to get service debris, and then we're gonna do local tween service is equal to game get service tween service. Okay. So now we're just gonna go to like the folders line, and we're gonna do debris add item effects fold comma. Let's say we wanted to disappear after 2 seconds. And then if we scroll down and go to the bottom, we're gonna do fireball fire client, and then player has to be the parameter that goes in it, so it can run this function and do the cooldown so you can use the move again. So if you need to see, here's like a closer look. This is the local script. And this is the server script. Okay, so let's test this real quick. I'm gonna press E. After 2 seconds, disappears, and now we have a projectile. Okay, so now we're gonna use the mouse method. So if you want your magic to go towards where your mouse is pointing, go to the local script, drop a line under the local player, and then we're gonna do local mouse is equal to player get mouse, right? So that's getting our player's mouse, and the mouse can only be gotten on a local script. It has to be client side only, not server side. And then in the parentheses for Fire server, we have to do mouse dot hit. So dot hit is like the C frame of your mouse wherever it's pointing in the world. So like if you see where our mouse is. If I'm like over here, then a fireball will go over there. If I'm over here, it's gonna go over there, and blah blah blah. So what we're gonna do is, since we sent that through the remote event, we want to go to the server script, do comma, then we're gonna do. You can either do mouse or I'm gonna do direction, just to make it easier and to like understand and stuff. Okay, so like I said earlier, we're gonna have to change this part. So I'm gonna comment this out, make a few spaces, and then what we want to do is do direction, right? And I believe is dot look vector, and then we want to multiply by speed, just like how we did, but instead of the humanoid repart C frame, is direction dot look vector because mouse dot hit is already C frame. So think of that as these two put together, but for mouse. So when we test, this should go where our mouse points. So aim up there, it goes up there. And you see like it has like that. It's like not pointing in the direction you want it. So to fix that, we will also have to change the wave C frame as well. So we're gonna do C frame dot new. So this is like a sort of like a complex way to make a new C frame, but it's like really simple if you just take it slow and understand what each part does. So think of C frame. You can have two parameters in it. You can have a position. Oh, I need to spell that right. You can have a position variable where like it spawns, and you can have a look at variable where it looks or like points towards. So what you want to do with position is we want to keep this humanoid repart C frame, and we're gonna just put that in parentheses just to like keep it, contained and easily readable. And then look at will be direction dot p. So dot p is getting the position of the mouse dot hit C frame, which allows you to have the mesh look at that. So now when we play, this should point towards where our mouse is pointing. Vector 3 expected got C frame. Oh yeah, remember when I said .p? Yeah, I forgot to add that. That's why I added parentheses, because it makes it easier to just do .p after like these two C frames have been multiplied. Then we're gonna test, and bam, looks where our mouse is pointing. And this is another reason why I don't really use mouse.look as well, is because you see how like inaccurate it is, kind of. Well, it's not really. I mean, yeah, it's inaccurate. Words. Inaccurate. We can probably better that with like ray casting. But for right now, we're just gonna do this. Yeah, we have that. And this will conclude the part 1 of the projectiles. In the next episode, or the next part, we're gonna do like the tweening of like the fireball, like making it look cool, and like the spawning the explosion. And then maybe part 3 we're gonna do uh actually part 2 we're gonna do tweening and damage, and in part 3 we're gonna do the explosion and tweening. So yeah, stay tuned for that, and thanks for watching.